Nice.
Nice.
And make you significantly less work.
Of course, now I'm waiting on my soundboard to come up. 1 second. God damn it, soundboard. There it goes. Okay.
Give us a
5,
test.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy John Harrington here. We got John Regan, say hey.
Hey.
And we got Jesse Moore, say hey.
Hey.
And we would normally have David Fleming, but after last week's Sports Spectacular and the realization that he had been doping for the entire time to increase his hype level for sports games, because it just doesn't come naturally for David Fleming, we had to suspend him one game from Game That Tune. So I figured out a solution. I went to my local Play It Against Sports, and I found a perfectly good David for like half off. So we've got David Weiland on the show. Say hey, man.
Hey, man.
What's going on?
I'm currently part of the investigation for David. Making sure we're gonna get to the bottom of this,
Really look deep into the urine.
Yeah,
Real
man.
fun.
It's certainly not a plot for me to try to become the new King David or anything. I mean, who would even do that? It's not like I don't like being Surf David or anything.
What month is it? So anyway, if you're just joining us here on Game That Tune, we're going to listen to some video game music. We've each got 3 songs from a game. We're going to guess the games based on the songs, a little bit of trivia, goof off, have a lot of fun. Winner at the end of the night picks a theme for the next episode and plays a bonus tune. And Jesse won the show last week. So, Jesse, what do we have for the theme tonight?
We have fighting games.
Fuck yeah, man. We're back in the fighting game arena. I realize it's such a deep well. I was worried at first when we picked this theme again. I'm like, I know we haven't covered all the fighting games, but I bet we've covered a good amount of them. Anybody want to venture a guess as to how many fighting games we've covered up until now on the show?
It was 56, I think.
It was 56, John.
God.
For the message I sent you. That was a quiz to make sure John was paying attention to the messages this week. So yeah, we've gone 56 deep on fighting games, and we haven't even scratched the surface. So I think we got a fucking awesome show tonight. We got good fan requests, and I think we're just ready to rumble. So Johnny, why don't you take us into game 1?
Game 1.
So, actor Greg Rainwater was scheduled to be digitized for this game, but for unknown reasons, he just never showed up to the session.
Good Lord.
This is what I think it is.
Uh-huh.
It's Johnny, so think hard on it. Yeah. Ooh. Johnny, I love it.
How many colons can we use?
Okay.
You know, colon cleanse after this one.
All right, we have Street Fighter the movie, the game, Street Fighter the movie, the game, and Street Fighter the movie, the game. I did it.
I'm impressed, John. I know you've been just chomping at the bit to fucking play this.
I'm actually surprised when I was looking up the games we looked up in the show and stuff, and it wasn't on there yet. I'm just like, okay, it's got to be this, because only Johnny would do something that's silly, right?
My goodness. I mean, I always question whether or not this even really existed. This was one of those nebulous things. Like, yeah, they probably made the video game version of the Street Fighter movie, but why would they? That'd be a terrible idea because it was already a really good game. No, it happened. And oh man, Johnny, how much of this did you play for research?
Just a little bit, and it definitely plays and feels like a ripoff of Mortal Kombat. Like, like that's all I was thinking the whole time. Is like, this is just Mortal Kombat, but like made by some shitty no-name company. Oh wait, Capcom made this? What the fuck? Like,
God.
It's like Pit Fighter, but worse.
You know, it's got distinct Van Damme-ish quality level to it. Like it's at least as good as a straight-to-video Van Damme movie.
But guys, like you don't get it though. It's like, okay, like it's like vodka, right? You triple filter it, right? So you get like the game, and that's good. You filter it again, the movie, even better. Game of the movie, perfection.
Yes, Street Fighter the movie, the game is the Grey Goose of fucking.
It's gaming. It's gaming distilled to its purest essence.
So using that logic, we should now make a. I don't know. I was trying to think of like some kind of spin, like how to make GoldenEye worse.
Oh
no.
man. I mean, they did that, didn't they? With like the Wii, like GoldenEye Reloaded or whatever. Like,
Fair point.
They've been trying to make GoldenEye worse for years, and they've been succeeding at it. So,
no. Okay, here's what I meant to do. A Super Mario Brothers the movie, the game. There you go.
Man,
and it's like a weird like third person like jump around and like open world in like that weird Dennis Hopper land and stuff.
Like a Super Mario Brothers movie game where you get to play as Bob Hoskins or John Leguizamo and it takes place in Dino Hatton, like a weird post-apocalyptic, clearly is a set world of Super Mario Brothers the movie. Like that would actually be pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine getting to the castle, getting to the end, and having to fight a digitized Dennis Hopper?
Oh man!
Yeah.
I already have an amazing idea for the health meter. Is just the amount of alcohol that the actors have in their body, so they can withstand the bullshit of doing this movie.
You don't trust the fungus. You just pick up the liquor before each level. So, making that movie. Oh man!
Sweet moon boots.
Oh God, the fucking they use those moon boots for another movie, right?
What movie was it?
The Rock.
Oh,
That's weird.
It was either The Rock or it was Face Off, but they fucking recycled the Super Mario Brothers boots for the prison scenes in a Nicolas Cage movie.
It totally is Face Off because they have like the metal boots that strap them to the floor and shit.
They're huge Super Mario Brothers props.
Oh my god, you're fucking right. I hate that.
Anyway, Street Fighter. Okay, is Street Fighter the movie, the game, better than Face Off?
probably
No.
not.
Yeah, fuck that. Face Off is awesome. Street Fighter the movie, the game is a huge mistake. So I've only seen videos of this, and it looks like bad Street Fighter done with Mortal Kombat digitized models, and that's your game. Like, why would they think this was a good idea? Like, you can't make someone look realistic doing a flash kick. Like, you can't make Jean-Claude Van Damme look realistic doing a flash kick. We learned that when you made the movie. Like,
I guess here's the question though: is there a redeeming quality in this? In that Raul Julia is M. Bison as a motion capture man fighting? Because that's
Well,
pretty cool.
Okay. Fun fact I learned. I learned a fun fact. Raul Julia was not motion captured for the game. His stunt double was. Everybody else was motion captured by their actors, except Raul Julia or Julia.
Is it Julia or Julia? I think it's Julia. Over. Oh, that hurt. I mean, he died like during the film of the movie, didn't he? Or like right afterwards?
he was dead.
Yeah, it was his last thing that happened when they were filming, I think.
Yeah,
Or his last movie he filmed before he died.
Film credit is Street Fighter, and
Jesus.
Poor guy.
Kinda hurt a little bit.
he is the absolute best part of the movie. Like, you know that Nicolas Cage and John Travolta energy they have going in Face Off? Raul Julia is that in Street Fighter the movie. Like,
Just on
do
his
you
own.
guys actually know why he picked why he chose that role to be in the movie?
his kids.
Yeah, his kids. He wanted to hang out with his kids and do Street Fighter with them, and they love Street Fighter.
Oh,
And I think that's really cool. He chose an absolutely garbage script just to hang out with his kids and play Street Fighter, so he could like research the role, quote unquote.
No, it's why every garbage or every like worthwhile actor at some point takes a really stupid part. It's like, well, the kids will think it's cool. Like, fucking like just recently, I think they had an interview with like Robert Redford about Captain America: The Winter Soldier. He's like, yeah, I figured I wanted to be in a superhero movie. My grandkids would love it. And they did.
Alec Baldwin and Boss Baby, so his kids would love it.
Sure. And
Hey, that
everything-
movie's not as bad as it appears to be.
yeah, Jesse can probably speak to that. He is the one with the 6-year-old. So I'm sure you've seen Boss Baby at least 5 times. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
like it's it's watchable.
Okay, so Boss Baby is better than Street Fighter, the movie?
Maybe, yeah. There's some pretty cool, like there's a sweet chase scene and stuff with like it's a really cool car chase. That's pretty badass. Alec Baldwin's pretty funny in it, I gotta say.
Alec Baldwin, very funny anyway.
Like he plays that Boss Baby pretty good. Like that's the thing. There's a TV show based on the movie, and it's not Alec Baldwin, and you can tell, and it's disgusting. Like
Oh.
it is not like it's like I hate when they do that. When they have a really cool movie and then they make a shitty TV show.
It's Aladdin and the
fuck
genie all over again.
Whoa.
What was it?
It's Aladdin and Robin Williams as the genie all
Oh
over
yeah,
again.
yeah. Or what was that Serenity movie? And they made that garbage TV show about it. I forget. Yeah, whatever. Brown coats.
Whoa.
Hot take.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
yeah, there's a soft spot in my heart for Street Fighter the movie. It's hot garbage, but it's somewhat fun hot garbage. I think unfortunately the game, when you take away the fun of just kind of passively watching something and appreciating the absurdity of Jean-Claude Van Damme playing the American, then something's lost. So if you just take the game and make a shitty movie out of it, okay, that was fun for an hour and a half.
So he played Ken?
To pay $50 to play a shitty game of that shitty movie, well, we got a problem here. Like,
So he said he played the American, so he played Ken?
sadly, no. He, the
I
other.
think he was Zangief, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's
Yeah.
not.
Okay. Real question though.
Balrog.
Ultimate question, I think, is which movie is worse, the Street Fighter movie or Mortal Kombat movie?
Street Fighter.
movie.
Mortal Kombat's fun.
Because Mortal Kombat was really like ham and cheese bad too. Although I don't know.
It holds up way better.
I feel like they went into Mortal Kombat knowing they're making a ham and cheese movie and did it. I feel like they went to Street Fighter trying to make a not ham and cheese movie and came out with the ham and cheese movie, and I think that's the difference.
Correctly, the guy that wrote the Street Fighter movie also wrote like fucking Die Hard, and so like I think it was the first movie that the writer of Die Hard directed. So he probably thought he was making some fucking like action epic, like fucking Heat or some shit, and it turned out Street Fighter, and then fucking. No, but the Mortal Kombat movie, that's made by master of mediocre but fun movies, the guy that went on to make Resident Evil and Mary Mila Jovovich. So like it was fun throughout, man. Like, it's dumb as fuck.
Soundtrack? Fuck.
Yeah, the Mortal Kombat movie wins just by having that theme song. If Street Fighter had a dope ass theme song, then
I
then
forgot that was from the movie.
Oh fuck.
Okay, yeah, no, Street Fighter loses that fight. Yeah, definitely. Fucking KO.
That is the KO, man. That's the first KO of the night.
Fatality.
Fatality.
Victory even.
Fatalized by Mortal Kombat, the movie. Fuck you, Johnny. Why'd you pick this? I just wanted to say it because you provoked me to saying it. Like, there's no problem with picking this.
Because he already used Punch Out.
Exactly. The ultimate fighting game, Punch
God
Out.
damn it, that is a fighting game, isn't it?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
I have a problem with this.
Anyway, Johnny, anything else on Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or the poor ideas of digitizing 90s movie actors?
No, I don't have anything else to add to this.
Yeah. Give us your best Van Damme before we go.
I'll be back.
Game 2.
That was sick.
Oh yeah. Oh god, it's so good. Like this whole soundtrack is so good. All right. In this game, you can dress your characters up using various items, including a cheeseburger hat, 3D glasses, a deer, kigurumi, and even clothes to make you look kind of like Rick and or Morty. How you guys feeling?
Yeah.
Understood those words. Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Hmm.
Well, while we're all thinking, I want to see what this sound is that I downloaded. Okay, hold on.
Well, I'm not going home.
Good. Better late than
I'm
never.
gonna get on my boat, and I'm going upriver, and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch Bison's ass so hard that the next Bison wannabe is gonna feel it.
That's
Hell yeah, man.
That
all right,
was
we've
their,
all had.
All right,
that
let's
was
see what
their
we got.
best take.
We got dive kick by John. We got great. Oh, geez, Rick. I don't know. By and Cartoon Network Punch. No, none of those are right. And
Oh, okay.
it was it's this game called Gang Beasts.
Oh shit.
And like this game is ridiculous. Like it's like I think I played up to 6 players before, and it's like you just use physics to fight people. Like you punch, kick, and you have to pick them up and throw them off of the stage. And there's different stages. Like there's one stage where you're in like fighting in a subway, and so you like got to throw them off, and so the train will hit them. And then when you're the last person in the area, you win, and you can dress your characters up all wacky. The music is great, and it's hilarious to watch like people play this game too. Like this is definitely a game that you could play with a bunch of people and have such a fun time trash talking and just punching people in the face, headbutting them, and then throwing them into the ocean. And it's great.
I love it. It's listed on Wikipedia. It says Gang Beasts is a multiplayer beat 'em up party game. I'm like, well, that sounds great. Like, just take
Yeah.
Mario, make it more about beating each other up. Like, count me in.
I've seen it played on some of the guys I watch do streaming stuff play it, and it looks really fun. I actually have it like on my wishlist and stuff on Steam. Have never heard music from it though, so I didn't understand what it was.
That music was
Yeah.
fucking-
My daughter actually turned me on to this game. She was like, "You got to get me this game called Gang Beasts." I'm like, "What? Gang? Okay, I'm not sure that's appropriate." And so I looked it up. I'm like, "Oh, looks awesome." And Xavier Woods, he's a WWE wrestler. He's got his own video game channel, Up, Down, Down, and it's hilarious to watch 4 wrestlers playing Gang Beasts, talking trash and stuff. It's great.
Good.
That's-
It's pretty much like all grappling and stuff too. It's kind of like a judo fighter almost, because you're grabbing them and trying to throw them into like traffic and shit, like you were saying.
Yeah, the trick is to knock them out before you pick them up, because they can fight back. Like
just like in life.
it can be really tricky. If you get them over the edge and you're overconfident, they could very easily turn it on you, and you're going over the edge. There's been so many times like we were just spinning around by the edge. Just it's a battle of attrition. And you can headbutt and stuff. So like the trick is if you grab them with one hand and then you punch them in the face with the other hand, and you can see their little eyes just go like just blink out whenever they get knocked out, and their body just slumps over. And that's the time when you pick them up and try to chuck them over. But sometimes they wake up fast and then they punch you in the head or headbutt you, and it's just ridiculousness. The stages are great. There's like this one stage where there's a bunch of meat grinders and stuff, and you can get fucked up if you have a stupid costume, because if like your like cape gets caught up in one of these meat grinders, it's gonna pull you in and you're fucked. And like, so you got to be careful with what you choose to wear. There's this one where there's this bunch of like just meat falling out of the sky and opening these chutes, and you can get caught in it. And there's one where there's just 2 big trucks driving side by side, and so you have to like jump from truck to truck to fight each other. And there's like signs that you go under, and if you don't duck under, they're gonna take you out. The stages are like half the battle too. It's great.
Yeah, man. And so I'm looking at it, and like the characters they have. I mean, I can't tell because I'm not watching a video of it, but not really any personality. They look like little clay guys or something, like little
Pretty
rubber
much.
dudes.
Yeah, they're just like little like rubber like squishy dudes.
Yeah,
But
they're
there's
all-
tons of cool
Lava.
options for costumes and stuff. Like I made a dude today that looks kind of like Cheech, but with 3D glasses. That's pretty great.
Good. Also, just a side note here. Earlier, you're talking about just like grabbing a guy by the head and punching him till his eyes bug out. Like, if that's ever taken out of context, that look really bad in court, dude.
Oh yeah.
Just the
Mark.
entire sentence is like, yeah, throwing a meat at him, just like you're like, no, this is bad.
You never take that out of context, baby. We
do
we're
that. It's crazy.
got to have context on this show. Otherwise, I mean, what the fuck are we doing here? Man. Yeah, man, this game looks really cool. So, do you know if this is coming out for anything besides like Steam? Like,
It's
this
on
would-
PS4 also.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it sucks as I'm talking about these fighting games and things. It's like, yeah, I'd love to play that, and then I keep on thinking like, I also need someone to sit next to me on the couch playing the game because like I'm not like done with like online fighting games, but like I'm almost done with online fighting games. You got to have somebody there to actually play with.
There's also a 2-on-2 soccer mode in Gang Beasts, which
Oh,
is
that sounds
cool.
good.
Using the physics, so you can just like run over and grab the other player and punch him in the head while the other guy scores a goal, which is pretty great too.
That would
Oh,
scratch my Rocket League itch. Cool, man.
in chat, we got Fiendy mentioned that there's a rumor of a Switch release potentially because Switch is a very party-heavy console.
Yes, it is.
That'd be cool.
I was hoping for that. So yeah, I
they've
mean,
had weirder stuff on there like Doom and stuff. So who the hell knows, right?
Switch is a fucking wild card.
And there's like co-op battle too. Like you can play like 2-on-2 and 3-on-3. Like me and Betsy go and rough people up all the time.
Like given the just the simplicity, what it sounds like the simplicity of the game, it'd be perfect for Switch. Like pop those Joy-Cons off, play 2 players. Like
Oh hell yeah!
sounds pretty good. So like I said, as we're recording this, it's not yet E3. When this comes out for podcast fans, it will be just after Nintendo's E3. So any bold predictions as to whether or not they're going to announce this on their live on stage at E3? It's going to be a real Gang Beasts heavy show.
Oh totally. It's gonna probably be the last thing they talk about, and not Pokemon.
Exactly. They're going to lead with Smash Brothers, but they're going to close with Gang Beasts. We know what Nintendo's up to.
It just
We
solves
come on.
RNG.
They just come on stage and there's like a Pokeball like silhouette in the background. They're like the announcement your girls are all waiting for, and it's just like that, but it's one of those like ragdoll dudes just squished down to a ball shape.
Hands out, and it's just the round head of like a Gang Beast character. Perfect reveal. Well, fuck yeah, man! Great game. Awesome tunes. Anything else on Gang Beasts, the game that I feel weird saying with that title?
Yeah, it does sound kind of weird. Like it is kind of a I don't understand what they were going with. I mean, I guess because sometimes there's a lot of times where you just gang up on one dude and you got like 3 people grabbing someone and
Right.
like trying to throw them over and they're fighting. It's like really, this game is very enjoyable. It's too enjoyable.
If you punched in the name Gang Beasts on certain websites, you might not like the results.
Ooh.
So maybe they need to
You
consider.
might really like them.
Yeah, it's a very, very niche market for the.
We're not kink shaming here.
Not at all. But I'm just saying there probably wouldn't be there very many results, and it's getting into some questionable territory there. Anyway, Johnny, get us out of this.
Game 3.
Six. That's me.
Oh, okay.
What?
All right. So this is our fan request for the evening. This came to us via Facebook from I think his real name's Carlos. On Facebook, he goes by Carlito. He's a frequenter of the VGM Podcast Fans group. So thank you, Carlito, for the request. A port of this game was in development for the Sega Saturn. However, it was never released due to coming too late in the console's lifespan for fears that it would hurt the sales of the Dreamcast version. How's everybody feeling?
Wonderful.
Good.
Pretty good, I think.
Great. Let's see what we got. John Regan says Bubsy 3D. And frankly, I'm very
That's
disappointed.
not even a fighting game. What the fuck is your problem?
I mean, it might be nobody's ever actually played that. David Weiland says Soul Calibur, which is sadly incorrect. And Jesse has the correct answer. It's Virtua. Oh, wait. Erase that L, Jesse. It's Virtua Fighter 3. He wrote virtual.
I always forget. Because there's virtual tennis and...
Oh, man. Yeah. I guess it is a virtual fighting game, but, you know, Virtua, it saves on, like banner space. You know, those letters, man, they cost money.
L's are expensive.
Exactly, man. Man, I took this request and listened to these tunes and very much enjoyed it, and then forgot to prepare for this request in any way. Did any of you guys play Virtua Fighter? Please help me out on this.
A little bit.
A little bit of the first
Good.
one.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. This series has more entries than you thought. Like, I kind of forgot that there was Virtua Fighter 3. You know, because
Are
I
they up
played
to 6 now?
Actually, I don't know. See, that's how well I
5
prepared.
or 6, I think.
Yeah. You know, they're cool games, but I feel like they just never grabbed my attention like, I don't know, every other fighting game did. Like, they're not bad, but they're not as like rad as Tekken or, you know, as like, I don't know, what is it that people like about Mortal Kombat? Like, just ridiculous and stupid?
I think the violence.
Yeah, they're not that.
I feel like I'm just now creating this, that the virtual fighter games are like the NPR of fighting games. Like, they're well put together.
Yes.
Or you might show your friend, like This American Life or whatever, or wait, don't tell me or something like that,
Right.
and be like, this is pretty cool, and they're like, yeah, I'm enjoying this product. I might rather go, watch something else or listen to something else. But this is a good product. It's funny. This fighting game it's on point. It has a ninja. So it's got the ninja. He's not a very cool ninja, but he's a ninja. You got your old man fighter. You've got your women fighters. You got your the drunken dance fighter. Like it's just Virtual Fighter.
Yeah, it's uncomplicated. It's good. It's polite and soft spoken. It gets its point across, but I feel like Virtua Fighter games are kind of unremarkable.
Jesse, I was gonna give you a lot of shit because I love Wait Wait Don't Tell Me. It's a fantastic show, but then I realized you're spot on because I thought about it and I was like, when was the last time I went out of my way to go listen to Wait Wait Don't Tell Me? It's like, it's never. Like it's such a good show, but like I just I listen to it when it's already on.
Yeah, I mean I think
it's like you play Virtual Fighter if it was on. You'd be like, oh cool, I'll play as Akira. What's up?
Yeah, no, like I think Virtua Fighter 4 was the one that came out for PS2, and I never bought it, but my roommate had it, and we played it at some point, and then something better came out, and we played that instead. It's one of those games. It's like an in-betweener kind of fighting game. Like Tekken 5 wasn't out yet, but so we had Virtua Fighter 4 to play instead, and I feel like that's kind of Virtua Fighter. Like it was in the bowling alley in St. Augustine, the original Virtua Fighter. There were very few places for a teenager to hang out in St. Augustine on a weekend, so yeah, I played a fair share of the original Virtua Fighter.
I think that's where I saw that actually. So I was like, this game looks familiar. I was looking at like graphics and stuff and like seeing like what it looked like. I'm like, this looks kind of familiar, but I never had a Dreamcast. So I don't know like why the hell I would have played it.
That's the thing. We're saying all this about Virtua Fighter in general. I've never fucking played Virtua Fighter 3 in my life. Like, I had dreams at some point that I thought I had played Fighters Megamix, which is the same engine as this, but I realize now that I never played that. Like, these games just weren't in St. Augustine when I was a child. Like, it's I don't know. They're not bad. They're just maybe just the fact that it was like back in the day and it wasn't where I was. Arcades were dying out and it just wasn't a whole lot of opportunities in St. Augustine, Florida to go play Virtual.
Here's what my Virtual Fighter memories are. I remember being in a computer lab in school on Netscape Navigator, watching a QuickTime movie of some footage of the game is coming out soon and getting so fucking hyped over it. But then it came out and it was kind of like, oh, like it's 3D and that's nice. That's it.
Yeah.
So someone in chat mentioned that apparently Virtua Fighter 5 might be an arcade minigame in the new Yakuza game. Which is actually really cool if they did that. They just like snuck that in there somehow.
I can see that.
Sega's got a little bit of a history of doing that, I believe. So, I'd be cool with that. But yeah, like the Virtua Fighter games are cool. The characters like on paper sound cool. It's like Tekken. You got the worldwide like fighters and they have different unique fighting styles, but like somehow they're all just bland, man. I don't get it. Like, there's a character named Wolf, and he's like a fucking, professional wrestler from Canada. Why don't I find that cool in this case? Like, I played it, I've enjoyed it, but I got no love for this. I don't understand it. I don't know. Can you? I mean, seriously, like maybe that that speaks to like just being non-memorable. Can you name any other character? Just first name at all.
I know Akira.
Yes.
And Kage is the ninja.
It is.
And then Wolf. Is there a Lisa? A blonde woman named Lisa?
Not in this game.
I'm fairly certain there's a Mr. Virtua in this game.
That is one thing that I definitely never knew about any of the Virtua Fighter games is that they've got a consistent final boss character who is a weird like cyborg woman who is made of shiny metal and is like Shang Tsung. I definitely never had enough quarters to learn that. The cover art for this for like Virtua Fighter 3 shows it looks like the cover art for the movie Bicentennial Man. Deep pull of Robin Williams playing a robot. And it looks kind of like that, but it's Virtua Fighter, so it's like, oh, who the fuck?
I don't think anyone's mentioned that movie in the last 15 years. You just summoned it from the grave.
The cover art for Virtua Fighter is what appears to be a hot female C-3PO. Then so that just raises all kinds of questions.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Question 1. Did I just find a female C-3PO hot? Question 2. Should I talk to somebody about this?
I'm feeling feelings I haven't felt in a long, long time about this.
Not since I saw L337.
Not since for me the Phantom Menace, baby. You know, TC-14, that great looking 3PO bitch.
Just
Yeah,
sexy
man.
3PO, and you're just like, oh my.
No, I mean, Virtua Fighter games are cool. I'm certainly not like, dumping on the series. I just, it's one of those things that like, it was never around. Like, they're cool. I'm glad they were around. Glad Sega was doing their thing and making 3D fighters, because it seems like they would kind of, come out and maybe, I don't know, maybe like the Tekken team would see it and be like, okay, well, hold on, we got to do a little better than what we were doing. Like Virtua Fighter 3 just came out. Let's put just a little bit extra something on Tekken 3 and make that the shit. Like, maybe Virtua Fighter was always just there to push other things to be better. Like, that seems like a solid analysis. I'm giving myself a gold star.
You deserve it.
Thanks, pal. This is as far into my ass as I've reached to talk about one game in a long, long time. So
And we mostly talked about that game too. We didn't like talk about other games, which is usually what happens.
Go off on a tangent here. I really tried to think of why I tried to think of why I don't know anything about Virtua Fighter. I did a deep personal inventory of why this game means nothing to me. So yeah, interesting. I'm gonna go wipe up, and Johnny, I think we should move on to the next game.
Game 4.
Thanks, Carlos, for the request.
All right, how you guys all feeling?
Good.
Great.
You guys want some trivia?
Oh, David, you haven't been on the show since
Yeah.
we. You don't ask that anymore. You just say the trivia.
Okay.
Yeah, now we're gonna get fucking.
It's been
burned.
like what I think 30 episodes or something. This game.
Take.
So this game features an Easter egg character from the mangaka's first series. It's a manga artist. It's his first series. Has an Easter egg character in it. Yeah. Okay, how you guys all feeling?
Pretty good.
Oh, the best.
Do you need more trivia at all, or are you guys good?
It's not gonna help.
Okay, I kind of figured. All right, so this is what you got. Let's see. John Harrington says Jump Ultimate Stars, which is not correct. Jesse says Persona Fighter, which is not correct. And John Regan drew, gee, I don't know, Rick. And then they got Dix now instead. This is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle,
Huh.
Of course.
which I played a little bit of it last night with my girlfriend. It's pretty fun. I follow the series. I love the anime. Because we're doing fighting games, though, I figured I have an assist character with me, actually, to help to talk about this game, because they know a lot more than I do about it. So, yep.
All right.
I fucking love JoJo.
First time we've had
Hi
an
there.
assist on the show.
Also, this is one of the characters from JoJo. I brought him.
Man.
Um,
Yeah, you're gonna.
but yeah, so
What is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for guys like me who have no idea what the hell's going on?
it's a manga about a bunch of ridiculous shit. Like, there's no good way to explain what it is. It changes from part to part because it is it has 8 parts currently, and every part changes what the hell it's about, and every part they make some new dumb shit up, and it's wonderful.
Right?
But I do have like trivia about this game and everything. It's a 3D fighter with 3D stages for the PS3, and originally wasn't even gonna release in America. But then
Sounds like
as
it never
JoJo.
came out in America. I'm looking at it now, and this looks Japanese as hell.
I mean, I have the version on my PS3.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, and there's possible talk of a new one coming out too, that Arc System Works is going to work on, the same people who did Dragon Ball Fighters.
Okay, well that's good because Dragon Ball FighterZ is awesome.
It is.
They need to put that fucking anime engine to good use. Like,
Well, here's the fun thing about the JoJo fighting games is they actually use 3D models from the show itself, because the openings all have 3D models. Well, up until part 4, they use 3D models for the openings, and it's really neat. And it's a nice, like, juxtaposition with a 2D animation. And so the models in the fighting games are actually from the show. I believe it's David Productions did the animations for the openings and then proceeded to be like, oh, if you're making a game, why don't you use the like very in-depth 3D models we already made?
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty rare that in a game you get to play with the exact same, data source that they use on a show. You know what I mean? Like you get to play as the characters, like not just a 3D rendition of the characters, a new version of the characters. No, it's the characters. Like that's pretty sweet.
And it's fun because they do have parts from, they do have characters from every part. It's not just characters that have been in the show because first and foremost, it is a manga. And I know that like they, I think they preemptively did models for most of the characters and then they were just like, hey, we might not be doing the openings anymore. Take literally all the models for all the characters we have and use them. And they turned out really well. I know that a few of them are really silly. They made a couple gag models, which are great. One of the gag models is actually of this one specifically because the mangaka drew him very weird. He cannot draw dogs. It's a consistent, he cannot draw dogs.
Oh, yeah, this is a podcast. You have to explain what you're holding.
Oh, it's a dog. It's Iggy. It's one of the main characters of part 3, one of the most popular parts.
Bingo. There you go.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's eventually not a...
And they actually made a joke model specifically for his grapple in this game. Because the dog has a grapple.
Excellent.
So the mangaka drew him very weird at first, and people refer to that as like Gremlin Iggy. And so what they did was they have Gremlin Iggy, which he will bite your nose in his grapple. Or they have normal Iggy, which will bite your nose in a grapple. They have Gremlin Iggy, which will do what the joke character was originally meant to do, which is he will grab you and fart in your face, which is a great grapple in the game.
More like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now you're my language.
But I would recommend it. It's very fun. The AI is extremely broken, however. Also, all the servers are in Japan, so it is extremely laggy in the US.
Oh, fun.
So that makes for ridiculous shit. I know I played with a friend, or tried to, and I shot a projectile and it didn't reach him till a minute later, and after it went off screen.
Nice.
So that was fun.
Yeah, man. That's amongst the reasons I'm done playing fighting games online. Like, this is really fun when I'm playing it with somebody on the couch. It is it's tedious waiting for things like that to happen.
I have a friend who's like pro fighters, and he like this one guy in Asia wanted to fight him, and he was just like, how about we actually play the game how it was meant to be played and not do that?
Hey, I want to fight you. How about fuck that?
Yeah. How about that's a terrible idea? What's your ping?
Yeah, I'm sorry that we're so out of our element on this one. Like,
I'm sorry. I know a lot about JoJo. I have 2 figurines over there. I have like both the fighting games.
I'm disappointed. I feel like every couple of years you hear about some new companies laying down some new extremely fast undersea cable to decrease the time it takes for stock information to make it from London to like New York. Why don't we do that for fighting games? Why don't we build dedicated undersea cables to reduce the lag from Asia to the US so we can play fighting games internationally with less lag?
Because then, like,
Patreon goal.
Yes.
but then streamers who are bad wouldn't have anything to complain about. Like, they wouldn't have an excuse.
Also,
They can't be like, oh, it's because it's laggy or oh, it's blocking.
Right.
Like, no, that's not an excuse anymore.
New Patreon goal, when we reach about like $3 million a month, we'll go lay a new undersea cable from California to Tokyo.
Absolutely.
I also want to mention the one of the challenges we're going to have to overcome. New Patreon goal: stopping earthquakes from happening. It's a lot different, I believe, laying a cable across the Pacific Ocean than the Atlantic Ocean. One is more calm than the other. I don't know if you saw this movie, Pacific Rim, but it's
Yeah,
like
that's the one you go to.
yeah. It's crazy. You never know when like a knife head monster is just going to pop out of there and cut your little cable, and then your whole server's fucked, man. Like,
Fighting
gotta send
game
in your
specific
fucking neck.
satellites. Then
bingo. That's what we need. We need to take it to space. is
there
what
might
we
be kaiju's in space, but we haven't found them yet, so it's all right. All right,
Most of-
I'm gonna give it back to David.
Thanks, Shay.
Hey again.
Hey, David. So, fascinating analysis of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Next time, just when we text you to join this on the show, just hand the phone to her. I mean, what the-
Just hand the mic to her, yeah.
no, it's all good, man. That's a smart move on your part. One, you need to play more fighting games, and two, we need to watch more anime apparently, because I don't have a fucking clue what we were just talking about. Like,
I mean, I'm just surprised no one else here brought an assist character tonight. It's a fighting game topic, right?
don't make me bring out my baby. I'll do it. I got a 4-week-old baby that's raring to go.
I had 2 fucking cats wrestling behind me. What do you want?
What's your baby's special meter like? Like what's his ultimate combo?
The baby?
Yeah, the baby.
Oh, it's he has like an overdrive attack where he takes like a day's worth of shits all at once and they flow out of his diaper. Right when I'm
dear.
Oh,
Okay, that's actually a really powerful side character.
Oh, it was so powerful. It made my steak really cold and I had to wash my hands a bunch. It was really fun. Anyway, let's keep it going, man. Johnny, what do we got?
Game 5.
Hell yeah. So, when certain conditions are met, the game will have a dramatic intro or dramatic finish, which recreate famous scenes from the manga. However, two characters have an original dramatic finish featuring a reversal of their famous death scenes.
What's up?
Nothing. The sound was cutting out for me.
Oh. All right, I'll try starting the song again here.
Yeah. So, how are you guys feeling about that?
Pretty good.
Meh.
Pretty good, yeah.
All right, let's see it. John says Skitchin.
Skitchin.
We both get it correct. It's Dragon Ball Fighters. Jesus, John.
So I like that immediately before this, Shay mentioned that the guys that made this might be doing a JoJo fight in the future.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned like, oh, I don't really know anime that well, and it's just like, yeah, in the anime, I'm just like, bitch, I know what this is.
Oh no, yeah, exactly. That's the thing. There's your real hint. Like, spend that whole segment kind of scratching my head and shrugging at anime, and then be like, "This is based on the famous scenes in the manga." Like he's talking about Dragon Balls. It's the only anime he knows.
I'm like, did he pick JoJo too? What the hell, man?
Yeah, it's that One Piece thing, right? I don't know what that is. Is it a bikini? No, it's
The Chinese cartoons.
right. No,
Bear
fuck
driving
yeah.
car.
Yeah, so this is like the only anime that I know enough about to play a fighting game of. It's Dragon Ball Fighters. This
Hell
game, I know that Johnny hasn't played it yet, but Johnny, being a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z, I'm sure is just raring to go.
My understanding of Dragon Ball Z is every episode is about 20 minutes of people saying they're going to punch each other, and then next episode.
You've made that joke before, my friend.
There is a cut version of the show where it cuts out about like half of the bullshit. Yeah.
You should watch DBZ Kai, man. It moves a little faster.
Kai moves a little bit faster, yeah, definitely. The Frieza arc is still like 50 episodes long, but
It's still
better
good.
than a fucking 100 episodes of them being like, I'm gonna punch you, alien dick, and he's like, yeah, try me.
Yeah, or cut away from watch Bulma help a frog that happens to be Captain Ginyu.
Hey, that part is awesome.
It's really funny. That's the thing. I'm saying like, oh man, they should cut this down. It's because I spent every day after middle school running home to watch Toonami.
Hell yeah.
All this shit as it aired. Like,
Have you guys watched Super yet?
no,
Dragon Ball Super.
I've seen one of the movies.
I've
They
seen the movie.
bring back Frieza at one point.
It was awesome.
Yeah, the Frieza movie is fucking great. He comes back, and like it's completely his fault what happens. He could just fucking leave. He could just walk away, but he's like, no, I gotta fuck these guys up. And they're like, dude, he killed our entire he killed you before, and he just like shoves his guys through an airlock. He's like, no, we're going back, dude. Like, fuck that. I ain't no bitch.
That movie was made for guys like me that stopped watching Dragon Ball Z after fucking middle school because it's like, listen, man, I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z in a while, but listen, Frieza's back again. Maybe you want to watch this movie? Fuck yeah, I do.
And
Honestly,
fucking
it got back
gold.
to serious, honestly.
Seriously, like I was reading something. They were saying like Dragon Ball Z is somehow cool again. Like I guess it's because of those movies and Super and now this game. I mean, like it, because I'm sitting here like playing this game, like, yeah, man, why did I ever stop loving this? Like,
Like,
shit.
They never really stopped making Dragon Ball games, Like, it's just always been like a thing, and it's so crazy to think that this is from like something from the 80s,
It's kind of nuts, yeah.
And I played them off and on throughout, like fucking with like Budokai and Budokai Tenkaichi and shit. Like I played those, man. Those were a lot of fun. The fighting engine was weird. They finally got, they finally made a game that's really a fucking excellent fighting game as well as being an excellent Dragon Ball Z fighting game. But those Budokai games were pretty goddamn fun. Like
So many characters too.
Oh yeah, like even as a person who likes the series and doesn't really do fighting games that much because he's shitty at them, like this game is fucking crisp. Like I love it. Like it looks really goddamn good. Like even just watching people play it is really fucking nice because like the animation is just really smooth. Like they use really good models and everything.
Yeah, and it's that Arc System Works. Apparently, they just put a bunch of fucking work into it. These are 3D models, and they fucking like figured out the right way to cel shade them to make it look like you're just playing a fucking anime. Like, and whoever the artists are that did like the animations on like the attacks and the super moves, apparently like really went back to the manga and looked at it. Like I've seen pictures where it's like, here's Vegeta doing the final flash, and like it's straight out of the page, but in like a PS4 fighting game. Like it's really fucking cool. So, I'm glad this came out because, it kind of reminded me, oh yeah, Dragon Ball Z's cool, and I enjoyed it. And also, I haven't played a good Marvel vs. Capcom in years. Like, it's been a long time since Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, what? Never heard of it. So now it's Dragon Ball Fighters, and man, does it scratch that itch. Like, it's, just so fast-paced, so fun. Deceptively simple, but like, if you want to really get good, there's some serious fucking just like crazy combo shit you can do. And yeah, it's a fucking blast. And like it was fun. It just reminded me how much like it's like, oh yeah, man, middle school me would have fucking shit my pants over this. Like this is good. Like imagine if like kids in the 90s had it this good with their fucking Dragon Ball fighting games. Like how many like anime fighting games did we have to endure before we got to this? You know, I fucking like back in the day bought my ex-girlfriend like a fucking Inuyasha fighting game that sucked ass. You know,
God.
we had to endure shit like that to get to this. Like, so I'm just glad that that this game fucking came out and that it was as good as it is. Speaking of those dramatic intros and dramatic finishes, I haven't even bothered asking like how into Dragon Ball Z were you guys? You guys familiar with like?
I
love
just
that
finished
show.
Super, so I've been watching the fuck out of it until it stopped airing recently.
Can you name your 3 favorite Dragon Ball Z characters for everybody, please?
Let's see. Vegeta, Goku, Vegeta.
Oh, you were so close at it. I mean, you technically in the game can make that team because you got regular Vegeta Super Saiyan, and then you got like blue hair Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegeta. So you can have 2 Vegetas on the same team.
Are we all going around?
My third wasn't Vegeta again. I said Fajita.
I know, John. I know you. Yeah, but I wanted to have a chance to talk about the game anyway. Have you seen any of these videos of these fucking like dramatic intros and dramatic finishes? Because man, when you pull one of
I've seen
those,
some. It's really good.
it takes you right back to like fucking like the serious moments of the anime. It was like, yeah, and it's really fucking specific. I mean, you got to be on the right stage with the right characters. It's got to be that character defeating the other character with a certain hit. Yeah. David's holding up his sign displaying his love for Yamcha.
That was Shay. I agree too. Yamcha's fucking dope.
I mean, you know about the Yamcha dramatic finish? Like,
I know in the original series, he's one of the first people that really dies, and they're like, "Holy shit, he's dead!" It's just a fucking crater with him like fetal position in it.
Yeah, he's fucking.
In the game, is that the reversal of that, where he makes someone else into a crater instead?
so one, I will correct you. Yamcha fucking sucks.
Yeah, the greatest impact he ever had on the series was in that crater.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's terrible.
I think he
And-
was on a baseball team.
I
You got that. That's helpful when fucking Cell is taking over.
Because they do the exact same death scene again in the baseball episode, and everyone's just like looking at him in a crater in the field position. They're like, "This looks really familiar." Like, yeah, I'm kind of uncomfortable. Like, what is this?
Yeah, so when Saiyans arrive on Earth, fucking Yamcha is the first person to get killed by one of Nappa's Cybermen, which is the little guys that he grows to fight. Yamcha can't even defeat like a little plant man, and he ends up dead in a crater. But and actually in the game, you can play as Nappa and defeat Yamcha and do that to him. You can throw a Cyberman at him, and it fucking leaves him dead in the fetal position in the crater. But if you're playing as Yamcha and you defeat Nappa on a particular stage, he tries to throw the Cyberman at you. Yamcha's ready for it, and he reverses it back at Nappa, and it blows Nappa up and leaves him in the crater, which is very funny.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love. Apparently, what I've heard is Yamcha's actually really fucking powerful in this game, and that's good because the guy deserves a fucking break.
No,
He's like,
he's
he got
garbage.
cuckolded by Vegeta, man. Like you can't come back from that.
fucking garbage. But yeah,
No,
they
she
did-
knew he was a loser and dumped his ass. Bulma is a powerful woman and knew what she wanted, and it wasn't some little ex-thief Yamcha, desert bandit. Ooh. The only cool thing about Yamcha is his fucking cat, Puar.
He's got a cool ass face scar too. Chicks take scars.
He does have good scars, but he keeps ruining it with bad haircuts. But like,
Aw.
just fucking, put yourself in the shoes of easily the smartest woman on the planet. She fucking has bailed out the Z Fighters repeated times. She invented the Dragon Radar so that people could find the Dragon Balls more easily. She fucking runs Capsule Corp with her weirdo father, and her boyfriend is Yamcha. Come the fuck on. Would you rather be with Yamcha, or are you going to be with the Prince of All Saiyans? I'm getting
Get out of your league, Yamcha.
exactly. Yeah. Jesus, it's not even close. Yamcha's the fucking worst. But yeah, so they did make him a worthwhile character in the game. But no, he fucking sucks. Like he's just
It's also like he's one of those characters too that's kind of a remainder from the Dragon Ball original series. Because original series, it was based on like Journey to the West. It was kind of like a little bit more grounded, like there were humans that were just really strong, and then all of a sudden like Dragon Ball Z shows up and they just have like, fuck it, let's throw some aliens in the mix, and then just goes from there and just snowballs out of control.
it's a great
So
decision.
it's like
Because fuck
It's
being
like,
grounded. I don't want that in my
He was
anime.
strong back in the day, though. Like he was actually like a top contender. He's one of the strongest humans, but they just like you can't really top aliens like changing form and shit, and
Yeah.
like fucking world destroying monsters. It's just like he's kind
Well,
of just left in the
that didn't
dust.
stop Tien from pinning Cell down in a hole.
Man,
That is
Tien,
true. Yeah, they do give him a couple of moments in the anime where they actually have their comebacks and they do some kick ass shit. I
Hey,
like that a lot.
But not
Sorry.
Yamcha.
you know who doesn't have those moments is fucking Yamcha. He's
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
terrible.
want to
he's
see
not
my
good at that.
Wolfang fist as
Ugh.
he's fisting himself in the backyard.
So tired.
But,
This is
from-
not Yamcha. That tune, man. I'm not
from
doing.
what I've heard though, he kicks ass in this game. Like he's like a top tier character. So I'm glad that he has some fucking recognition because the guy fucking deserves it after all the years of just being shit on. You know?
But no, I will give him
No.
that. He's useful in the game, but he fucking sucks. I would rather play as a character that is worse in this game, but isn't Yamcha. Like I would, rather play as almost anybody. Because that's the thing. Everybody in the game has like their sick ass moves. Like, there's sometimes you'd be playing a game based on something you like, and they don't quite act like they would on the show or the movie or whatever. This game, man, they just fucking do everything. Like, Jesse was just saying, like, Tien kept Cell pinned down with the tri-beams. Like, that's literally one of his moves. And you can fucking kill another character if you pin them down with that tri-beam. Like, you can charge up all the way and hit them with, like, 7 tri-beams in a row and kill them. It's fucking cool. Like,
God damn, yeah.
you can fucking, like, I'm trying to remember some of the other ones, like, like I'm actually just going back to all the dramatic finishes. Like if you beat Cell with Gohan, like teenage Gohan, you get the scene where he fucking obliterates Cell. If you beat Frieza with Goku on planet Namek as it's being destroyed, Frieza tries to, like spike Goku in the back, and you fucking annihilate Frieza. Like, everybody gets to do their dopest shit. It's really fun.
Cool as fuck too, because like I've seen a video side by side comparison from the anime to the show or to the game, and it's like spot fucking on. Like it's beautiful the way they do it.
Yeah, it's really dope. The main thing I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's any like real dramatic moments for like Vegeta in the game. Vegeta is my shit, man, and like I don't think he gets a really sick ass moment in the game. And like we were talking earlier about the movies, like. He had his chance, man, in that Resurrection F to fucking, off Frieza and really have his moment. And he got robbed of that shit. And I just,
Fuck Goku, right?
for fucking Vegeta to get his moment, man. And I think it goes back to the fact that he's a total villain and you can't give a good bad guy a cool moment. But
Well,
I
I
don't
know
know.
also like part of Vegeta's character is that Goku is just always better than him by like a little bit, and he doesn't even fucking try, and it just pisses him off.
Right.
And that's what spurs him to become like better, is that like this fucking dipshit keeps on winning. I gotta be better than him. So
Yeah.
I think like through the story itself, they can't give Vegeta a win, which sucks because I want him to.
Right. I'm not saying even a win over Goku. I'm saying like, they literally made a movie where the whole purpose was to bring back Frieza. Frieza, part of her, her, whatever story is that he fucking blew up a planet named after Vegeta and annihilated his entire race and family. Vegeta needs a win over that motherfucker. Like,
I will say
You
though, like in the movie,
Vegeta
it's
on
fucking
the show.
great. Sorry.
if you watch what Frieza did to Vegeta on the show, Frieza fucked Vegeta up and killed him, and he only came back to life because of the Dragon Balls. The dude needs a win. Like, if anybody needs a reversal scene on the game, it needs to be like Vegeta fighting Frieza on planet Namek, and then like as he's about to get worked, he just fucking annihilates Frieza. Like, the guy needs his win over that motherfucker. I'm just, that's all I'm saying. The game's fucking awesome. I love how fucking pumped I get talking about this game. Like,
It's a fucking good ass game.
I'm looking forward. I don't know if they have any other DLC planned, but I'm hoping they get into some of the weirder, stupider characters. Like, I'd love to see Mr. Satan make an appearance.
Hell yeah.
I love Mr. Satan. That poor bastard.
Great Saiyan Man, just Gohan in disguise. Like, they need to fucking make some of the weirder characters, part of this game. But as it stands now, it's like it's right up there on my list of games for the year. It's really fucking good. So. Yeah, Dragon Ball FighterZ. Oh yeah, and we're recording this. Like I said, it's not E3 yet, but it will be afterward. So has this game been announced for Switch? What do we think?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe. It's
Yeah.
entirely possible.
There's rumors.
I'm also hoping maybe they'll fucking announce the JoJo Fighter game at E3 if they're gonna be doing that shit.
I bet you
'Cause-
Reggie didn't mention anything about it.
Because it'll print money for him, dude. Like that anime is fucking hype right now.
That's gonna be right before they mention Gang Beasts on Switch at the end of the show.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
this- Smash Brothers Dragon Ball Fighter Z opens the show, but fucking Gang Beasts and JoJo Bizarre Adventure. What?
Really
Well-
third-party focus this year. This
Also,
Nintendo, like, come on.
The name of the game for Nintendo's presentation has always been third party and splash. And man, you want to talk about making a splash? Announce Gang Beasts and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure with some Switch exclusive characters. Now we're talking. So
oh yeah. They're also working apparently on. Chat's talking about it. They're working on Raditz, Kale, and Caulifla too.
I only know who they are. Yeah.
The two girl Super Saiyans, and then Raditz is like Goku's asshole brother.
See, yeah, I did not know anything about Girls Super Saiyans, and fuck yeah, I know who Raditz is. Did you not see the beginning of the anime? He's gonna
Bardock too.
farmer up. Yeah, that farmer's Chevy is fucking fucked when Raditz shows up. That should be his like intro, like when you're starting up the level. Like Raditz walks in, blows up a Chevy, and then the fight starts. Like I'm
Be
all
good.
in. Yeah,
Also, apparently Bardock. Sorry.
In the game. Bardock was the first DLC.
Oh,
And
okay, cool. I wasn't sure if he was in the game or not yet.
with a headband. So I don't see the appeal, but whatever. He's pretty. Yeah, the game's the shit, and I'm really glad that it's been well received, and I'm looking forward to seeing some fucking crazy like Evo shit this year. It's gonna be dope. John, name your favorite arc from the entire Dragon Ball series, like your favorite story arc, favorite villain, and then let's go to the calculating computer, man.
I love the one where Goku flew around the world for like 10 episodes.
Which
Calculating computer activated. Beeps.
as John's trivia said, a diddling scandal.
Oops. Scoring complete. This game's winner is
Now that's what I call a bowel movement.
David Wyland.
Well.
How the fuck that happened?
Ooh.
Look who's back in the winner's circle.
It's because I had an assist on me, guys. You don't even know about it, man.
That's all good.
Fucking bringing the fight to you guys.
I'm into it, man. You covered our ass for our David hole. So yeah, I'm glad we were able to fill the David hole with
Phrasing?
yeah.
Should I be uncomfortable? Do I need an adult?
So David, you're not going to be here next week when we do this theme, but what do you got in mind for next week?
Have you guys delved into survival horror games much?
Oh, have we ever? No, we have not. We,
They do some good shit, and there's some fucking good creepy ass music in that shit, dude.
yeah, we get requests for those all the time, and attempt to talk about them. So yeah, I'm in. If everybody else is,
Yeah, fuck it.
yeah, we've all played at least one. So yeah, cool. Horror and survival horror next week on the show. I'm into it. A little Halloween in early June. That's the way we should do it.
Yeah, it's like half Halloween. It's the best time to do it.
Exactly. It's halfway to Halloween. That's the show. So thanks David again for showing up tonight, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. We're gonna get this whole thing cleared up with David and his illegal drugs and tampering of wins and stuff.
David's been, he's really been living that Chicago life. He's been posting a lot of things online about skin bleaching treatments and steroids and cowboy western wear. So I think he might be hanging out with Sammy Sosa.
I'm not saying mail his crown to me. I'm just saying you may call me my liege if you wish.
Excellent. I'll have our legal department look into whether or not I have to honor that. But in the meantime, thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for everybody who's watching along live with us tonight. We're live every Wednesday, twitch.tv/GameThatTune, youtube.com/GameThatTune, facebook.com/GameThatTune. And we got an audio simulcast going into our Discord. Find that link on GameThatTune.com and join us in Discord. Thanks to everybody listening in podcast form. Podcasts come out Wednesday mornings, and we appreciate everybody that listens there. We're at Game That Tune and in your iTunes and podcast device. So always check that out. Thanks to everybody that checks out patreon.com/GameThatTune. It's the home for awesome exclusives. We got mixtapes. We got GTT Gyms. It's the 30-20-10 of video game music. We got Jesse talking about video game cover bands on Covered Up. And, your money helps to print stickers. If you patronize us now, you get an actual physical reward. So thank you for that. Thank you to our Patreon super fan tier producers, Alex Messenger and Lance Revere. You guys are dope, and, keep up the awesome work. Thanks to everybody that made a request. Thank you, Carlos, for your request tonight. If you want to make a request like he did, find us on Facebook. Find us on Twitter at GameThatTune, or email us, gamethattune@gmail.com. And, we're always taking requests, so hit us up. And other than that, find us on Twitter at GameThatTune. Find me on Twitter at JGangsta187. Find David Weiland on Twitter at
Nameless888.
He's always there. Find John Regan on Twitter at
JP Regan Jr.
And find Jesse Moore on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
Yeah. So, David, somehow you won the episode. I fear to
Surprisingly.
ask, what do you have for bonus tunes?
For bonus tunes, I have a song from Them's Fightin' Herds. It was originally a My Little Pony game that they got cease and desist. They made their own characters for it. This is an alpaca character named Paprika. It's her music for the Alpaca Highlands, I think is the name of the stage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got a sound for that. Alpaca loose! That's the show, everybody. Good night. Street Fighter the movie is copyright 1995 Capcom Company Limited. Gang Beasts is copyright 2017 Bone Loaf. Virtua Fighter 3 is copyright 1996 Sega Games Company Limited. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle is copyright 2014 Bandai Namco Entertainment Incorporated. Dragon Ball Fighters is copyright 2018 Arc System Works Company Limited and Bandai Namco Entertainment Incorporated.